You have been set apart, not set aside. There's a big difference. I think that sometimes for those of us who know that we are chasing God, we know that we are pursuing the things He's put on our heart, we know that He's called us for a specific purpose, sometimes we can feel a little set aside. Have you ever felt that way? Like it's hard for you to make friends, you feel like you don't belong anywhere, you don't fit in, you're just a square peg in a round hole everywhere you go. Anyone else? And I think that sometimes that leads us to believe that we've been cast aside, that there's something wrong with us, that there's something that we need to do in order to fix ourselves so that we're worthy of this calling that God's put on our lives. But you are not set aside, you are set apart, because there is something special that God has called you to do that no one else can do. My family and I love going to the beach. It's one of our favorite places to be, and one of our favorite things to do at the beach is to collect seashells. We will go around looking for all of these beautiful shells that are, colorful and perfect. We just love the shells. But every now and then, we'll find a shell that's rare. That shell does not get put in with the other shells. And it doesn't mean that that shell is more important, because sometimes the rare one can be broken. It could be less colorful than the others, but it's rare. That's why it's set aside. It serves a different purpose than the beautiful, shiny, colorful, put together one. So if you feel like that, it's because you serve a different purpose. And as long as you keep following God and you keep pursuing what He has for you, you're going to find out what that purpose is. And it doesn't mean that you have to feel alone forever. It means that He's setting you aside until He finds others like you. Then that's when you get to be grouped together and serve a bigger purpose than any of you could imagine. It is all for your good. But you have to remember that your Father loves you. Don't view things from your own perspective with the victimhood mentality and the pity parties. And I know it's tempting, but don't view things from your perspective. View things from God's perspective. It'll change everything. And if you don't know what God's perspective is, and you don't know how He views you and how He sees you, you might want to check out my book. This is 7 Days to a Life of Limitless: How to Ditch the Rules of Religion and Discover Unrestricted Freedom. God did a lot of shifting on my perspectives when it came to the way He sees me, and He asked me to write it all down in a book. So if you want to know how your Father sees you, you might want to check this out. I also wrote a journal to go with it called Go Ask God. It's 120 question prompts where you can ask God questions, journal the answers below, and practice hearing His voice. If you think either of these would be beneficial to your walk with God, I would encourage you to check them out. They are on sale today for Veterans Day, so get them while you can.